Now that I'm back from work, it doesn't stop there. I'm gonna keep going. And I'm go ahead and pull up the guide now. Let's keep going. We're gonna cover a lot today. Okay. Here's the funny thing about this part right here. Most people don't dodge, and most people die because they don't dodge. Most people have this. It's gonna sound unhinged, but most people have this murder boner or this bloodthirst, and they're too into killing. They're only worried about the damage. They're not worried about the mechanics. And then these same people are the main ones complaining because they don't dodge anything. So I dare y'all, ask anyone in your guild, do you dodge? And what they're going to tell you is, what's that? I don't dodge. That's been how people have been. They don't dodge, and they just, they just perma-die in parties. So that's fun. You see that I put it is essential that you learn how to dodge so that you can survive and fight until the end. That I'm gonna just be straightforward with you and tell y'all 90% of the people now do everything but this. They do everything but this. I don't want you see. That's the thing. I don't want you guys making the same mistakes that they make. They don't dodge or learn mechanics anymore. They don't sit down and do research and do math anymore. Only the ones who've been playing for a while still do the math and stuff and everything. The newer ones who come in, they don't do that anymore. But you guys, the ones who are listening to this, I do not want y'all making the same mistakes that they make. I want y'all to be different. I want y'all to be better. So this is why we're going to cover this. I'm going to give y'all all my secrets. All my secrets to how I got as strong as I did. I'm going to give y'all all my secrets. I'm literally going to dump as much information on you guys as I can. I'm going to give y'all all my secrets. Okay, so I wanted to let you guys read that so I can demonstrate it. So this right here, Nidec did something pretty nice. So if you want to practice dodging, or if you struggle with dodging, and if you're actually serious about learning the game, you can come into the training ground and just work on your muscle memory. So the thing you really want to do first in order to really get into getting good at dodging is you want to build muscle memory. AKA, like say, doing it on you know, yeah. Watch. So that one I can only dodge. This one I can iframe. That one I can only iframe. This one I can use any skill. It's good support. It's good supporting us because I just got off work and just jumped straight into, you know, recording. So I'm sounding a little tired and I'm gonna play a little tired, but you even have a guide in game, but nobody ever really looks at the guide so much, so I'm just gonna play it out for you. So let's go to, where is it? Oh, I know that part. I know that part. Where is it? Basic guys, quick change channel, monster. There we go. Okay. What was I? Ah, right. So, yeah, the monster guide. Yeah, the guide. Okay, there we go. Yeah, this part. This part. And I was showing that. Yeah, so basically, some people don't really like to look in the guide right here, but yeah, it's right there. And then these three are essential to survivability. Yeah, of course you have this one that awakens and strengthens you. You have this one that grants you invisibility frames or iframes. And then you also have this one that if you perfectly dodge, you can also get invisibility iframes. So you have two skills that will grant you iframes so you don't die entirely. You have this that strengthens you. These three are essential. especially combat dodge. But everybody likes to sleep on combat dodge because they're too busy trying to let their DPS talk, and then when they die, they get mad. That's why it's very important that you learn boss mechanics, so that you won't be one of those people who sit up in the Discord all day, in any guild Discord and or Cold Closes Discord, and complain about why you can't do damage, why you can't beat this boss or whatever. It's okay if you can't quickly burst down bosses. It's okay to learn mechanics, and it's okay to do research on bosses. There's nothing wrong with taking notes on a game, especially if you are motivated to get better at the game. If you're one of those people that need to write stuff down if you forget easily, it's okay to write stuff down. But I'm pretty sure that's going to go over everyone's head. So I'm just going to go ahead and move on. Oh no, I'm not done. Don't worry, I'm not done. For example, you're especially going to have to learn how to dodge if you want to, quotation mark, make your money from Abyss. Because you know, you're gonna have to dodge some of these mechanics in order to stay alive and get your mallet crystals. So you're gonna have to know how to dodge. You're gonna have to learn mechanics. You can't just DPS low all the time and expect it to get you through everything. So let me just go on to the next one. I did that. So let's go back. Okay. Same thing there. Yeah, it's in the guide. So aerial is attacking when you're in the air. Chase is when the enemy's in the air. And then back is, well, hitting the back from behind. It's very important that you learn how to manually proc all three, because this will help you maximize your damage, or this will help you do the most damage that you can do. So as you saw, I tried to teach people aerial back and chase, so that people can know what to do during overload shields, because this used to be a very huge problem back when Asmodeus was in game. So what would happen is people were too busy solely relying on carries because they don't want to put in work, and then they be wondering why they're so weak, that they be the main reasons why everybody in the party died because of a party wipe. You do not want to be that person. If you're that person, you're going to get blacklisted. If these ever come back and you're that type of person that don't care and just solely want to be carried or leech off of people while the party is trying their best to break a shield, you're going to get blacklisted. Almost the entire server is going to blacklist you. Everyone's going to know about you. I'm just going to tell you exactly what's going to happen. If you become one of those people, whenever these overload shields come back, if you become one of those people, everybody in the server is going to know who you are. And if you don't change that, everyone in the server is going to know who you are. Almost every guild is going to blacklist you and whisper and tell their friends not to invite you in the party. And nobody is going to want to do dungeons with you because of how you tackle overload shields. There's already people who blacklist people because they don't want to hear people complain and whine too much. You don't want to be that person that people blacklist because you don't want to put in work or you don't want to study and all that stuff. You can laugh and ha and hee and say I'm being dramatic and everything, but it does happen. Watch, it does happen. You don't want to be that person. You don't want to make the same mistake that so many people made in the past. So, when you see this shield, basically you just jump in the air and fight. You basically just fight in the air. Think of it like you're actually trying to proc the conditional damage. So that means you actually have to jump in the air, and you just go in the air in order to break the shield. The purple one, that means that you actually do have to go find the back of the boss and then hit there until you break the shield. And then, yeah. This will show up on your screen, so you'll know. Before people couldn't really tell. Now they pretty much put it in your face. But regardless, I brought up the overload shields because knowing how to forcefully proc aerial, back, and chase is also key to dealing the best output of damage for your character. For example, I use this example quite often. Buy is mostly forced back. Not all of my skills are forced air. So in order to fully proc aerial, back, and chase on all my skills, I would have to get in the air for certain skills so that I can forcefully proc aerial and deal more damage, especially if I'm building air on her too. So basically, let's say a skill does 40 damage. I build let's say let's go with 200 for example. So say I build 200 aerial, right? And then I'm using a skill that's force, back, and chase. And the total amount of damage that the skill does is 40. So if I jump in the air, the skill will deal 80 damage, or let's say 60 damage. Basically, if you If you learn how to forcefully proc all three conditional damages, you can yeah. So what was the next one? What was the next one? Alright, dealing chill damage. Alright, do 2 damage. I think that's it. I'll have to show you. Hold on. I'll give you an example. Because you guys you won't get it until you actually see it. And a lot of you are visual learners like I am. I'm also a visual learner. But you can also tell me in detail. If you're like one of those people that like to text, like, not text, or let's say type. If you're one of those people that like to type long paragraphs and be very detailistic, that's also how I learn. I either learn visually or learn in great detail. You can't give me a vague explanation. I won't be able to get it. You gotta actually yeah. So let's use Will Sword. Okay. Keep my damage. Oop. I thought I erased it. Okay. Let's do that one more time. Okay. And then you see that once I jump in the air, it did a lot more damage, right? Okay. Let's use another skill. $62 billion, right? Okay. Disregard the fact that I had the jump PNA. But basically, if I'm able to force proc, yeah, that's why it does more damage, right? That's the pro of knowing how to manually proc stuff, even proc and chase. So the reason why I'm not manually proc and chase is because this enemy is on the ground. But if this thing was in the air, I would be able to proc chase. So I can find another enemy. Let me see if I can find another enemy. If I can find one. Pay very close attention to the conditionals. It's at the top left. Pay very close to the conditionals. Watch what I do. You saw that once the monster got on the ground, I stopped blocking chase, right? Look very close at it. You saw how it stopped. You saw how the chase stopped moving, right? Once the enemy got on the ground, right? I'm gonna do it one more time. Okay. Yeah, so that's the pro of knowing what aerial back and chase does. So to wrap it up, please at least try to learn the mechanics of bosses so that you won't have such a hard time when fighting the boss. Try not to rely on damage too much, even though I understand that having a lot of damage is nice and stuff, and I too would like to one-shot things, but I also know that one-shotting things too much will just make the game boring. So I would also like to know how to dodge and stuff. I'm one of those people that have to really dive deep into a boss and know the ins and outs of mechanics in order to actually conquer a boss and stuff. Everyone learns differently. Everyone progresses differently. Everyone improves at a different speed. So it's okay if you're slow on things, or it's okay if you're a late bloomer. There is no shame in taking notes on a boss. There's no shame in studying a boss. There's no shame in doing research. And there is especially no shame in doing math. I basically, what I want you guys to take away from this is I encourage you guys to start to try to deep dive into bosses or deep dive into the game. Trust me, you'll enjoy the game more if you actually try to deep dive into the game. It's more than just wailing, swiping the card, quickly grinding credits and stuff and everything. You can also enjoy the game for the game. Also, some things in here are like Dark Souls. So yeah, dodging, learning how to dodge, or getting into the habit of dodging more will definitely increase your chances of survivability, or surviving more, or dying less.